Hello, my fellow pirates and adventurers. Today we're going to take a look back at some of my childhood YouTube videos that I used to watch during my my early preteens to my mid-teens. This is the first ever game theory video I ever watched that made me change my mind about Mario. And made me look at him as a Walter White-esque character, ironically enough. But I know it's not exactly the most creative, it's not a cooking video, but I figured we'd go ahead and do something a little simple, especially since everybody's cooped up inside. If you're dealing with the winter stuff, enjoy watching some old stuff. Grab a snack if you want. Got some Amish cinnamon bread from my mom, who just made this a minute ago. Very good. Let's go ahead and kick back and watch some old game theory videos.
Move over, Walter White. There's a new anti-hero in town, and his name is Mario Jumpman Mario.
Oh, swallowed that one a little too quickly. Got my water with me. Right down here. Wow.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, where we put the O in Super Mario. Sorry, Super Mario. More like super villain, because behind those plump cheeks, that bulbous nose, and that 80s porn star mustache is a truly evil man.
Yeah, I did not realize what that was like at all. So I apologize for those of you who are just finding that out. I'm like, I forgot that was in there, and I'm like, technically, yes, that is true.
And let me make it clear, no, that's not a joke. This isn't a psych, fooled you guys moment like we did when we were disproving Mario's communist connections, nor is this mere speculation like when we looked at the franchise's link to staged kidnappings. No, after doing the research, I am convinced that this so-called hero of the Mushroom Kingdom is in fact a murderous, womanizing animal abuser, a cruel, misanthropic sociopath. Do I have your attention now? Get ready to have your worlds rocked.
You did about 11 to 14 years ago.
Theorists, because this one is going to be a doozy that will forever change how you feel about gaming's biggest mascot. The warning signs were present from the beginning. Donkey Kong for the arcade featured Mario's first appearance, but even in those early days, something...
We will be also taking a look at part 2. I'm sorry, I'm pausing a lot. It's the queso effect.
Was off. The story, as we know it, goes like this. A giant ape steals Mario's girlfriend and the heroic Italian must get her back. That's it. And it sounds good in theory, but have you ever stopped to consider why Donkey Kong steals the girl in the first place? Of course not.
Man, this old format of editing and
distress fairy tales, we just assume we're the good guys.
It's kind of crazy. A lot of keyframes.
But you know what they say about assuming, don't you? It makes an ass out of you and me. Here's the truth, or rather, the rest of the story. Did you know that Mario was Donkey Kong's master? That he abused the ape, which is why DK broke free and stole away with Mario's GF to get even. Yeah, that's a factoid you don't hear Nintendo.
It's kind of funny he says that. A lot of people believe this character here, separate, is Jumpman, is technically, and I might misheard back then, but this is like a lot of people believe this was Mario's father back then. Or, while of course the original Donkey Kong, which is confirmed to be Cranky Kong from the Donkey Kong Country series, to being the original Donkey Kong. Well, yeah. Which would make a little more sense, but it's like, I don't know.
Nintendo trumpeting about their red-clad cash cow. Now, you would be 100% correct in asking me, well, where does it say that Mario is DK's master? The arcade game didn't come with a story, and ports to Atari and ColecoVision give a vague Mario must save the girl plot. Other sources, like Crack.com or Wikipedia, cite the book Geektionary, which I checked out, but here at GT,
yeah, this bread is really good, by the way.
Until we have primary sources. So I dug a little deeper and found this. I give you Donkey Kong Circus from the Game & Watch Gallery, the prequel to the original Donkey Kong, where we see Jumpman's side business, where he just so happens to be running a circus show, and the star
so specific.
Donkey Kong, DK juggling pineapples and avoiding fireballs, all while
And the more you look at it, yeah, it kind of does look like
a fool, forced to burn his
he's
hand,
being tortured
and laughed at when missing a pineapple. Clearly not the proper way
such a
for
weird
pet
idea
to be treated. A master willfully putting his pet into uncomfortable situations, physically injuring them with fire, laughing at and humiliating.
I forgot about that lady.
Mario's lucky that the Tanuki suit is the only thing that got PETA's attention. Oh, but dear theorists, we've only just begun. If we're talking Mario's predilection for animal abuse, we don't even need to troll the obscure reaches of the Game & Watch Gallery. Mario doesn't do much to hide his violent tendencies. In the wake of Donkey Kong, upset at being forced to climb girders for his girl, Mario punishes his freshly captured ape in their next game together, Donkey Kong Jr., where he tears Donkey Kong away from his son, cages him up, and then uses a whip to defend his prize. In the final screen,
the more you look at it, it's like, yeah, if you frame it the right way, and it's not even being framed the right way, legit, he's just, like, there's chains on him. Legit, there's chains, he's in a cage. Excuse me, there's a whip involved. I'm like, this is not giving Mario the best case scenario at all. Like, at all.
Mario even whips birds to do his bidding. But what's worse,
which is crazy,
treatment of the adult Kong is his abuse of the younger ape. Think about what we're seeing.
Which is
Mario
even crazier, because it's like
a baby monkey to cheat death in order to rescue his father. Just look at the utter distress and fear on that poor ape's young face. In the third screen, he uses a lever to actively try to electrocute DK Jr. Let me reiterate that point. Mario, this icon of gaming, paragon of heroism, tries to electrocute a baby monkey for rescuing his father. A father who is put in danger and humiliated in a circus show run by a red-wearing carpenter who wields a whip.
I kind of find it funny watching this nowadays with how Nintendo is being viewed as more of kind of a villainous company for a lot of what they're doing. It's like they're making a lot of the same decisions that like a lot of the more modern game companies are making, that have made. And particularly, it's very difficult not to see some parallels here and there. Not action-wise, but just seeing like, oh, it's like you don't even see it, but it's like they've been kind of this way for a long time, so it's like you don't notice the certain details of certain things, and especially with Nintendo, it's kind of sad to see him in a state of, and everybody's talked about it, and everybody understands for what it is. It's stupid that they are making patents for certain things that don't really belong to them, except that maybe that they are the originators of it. On top of just, starting a lot of people's childhoods, but it's like they really shouldn't be acting like they're the most. They're the reason why video games are a thing. Technically they are, but so was technically the arcades before Nintendo got into the arcade market. But anyway, there's a lot going on there.
is the behavior that we have ignored and overlooked, dear gamers, and this is the information that Nintendo has been happy to silently sweep under the rug. But wait, that's not all. We're pulling all the skeletons out of the closet this time. Mario is an equal opportunity animal abuser. He also hates insects. Take for instance Wigglers, innocent, happy caterpillars that across the Mario franchise show absolutely zero intentions of ever hurting Mario. They have daisies on their heads for crying out loud. And what does our hero do? He ruins their home, not once, but twice.
We might only just do one part, because I'm still going to pause here and there.
Then, after trashing
and then we'll do next Saturday, we'll do the second part. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Unless I do something else that day, so.
Get upset when his home was violated. From this perspective, Mario is no better than a child burning ants with a magnifying glass, torturing small insects just for fun. And Wigglers
torturing small insects is not the funny thing. It's just like just seeing him with a magnifying glass.
Fish who are just swimming around peacefully, not even attacking Mario, who get targeted, burned alive.
Anytime you go through a water level, you don't really get attacked unless if it's like a blooper or one of those poison things. But it's like the fish, they aren't really doing anything actively to hit you. However, there's still some that are like actively trying to get you, like a clam. Not the clam. It's that one big fish that likes to swallow you whole. Which he forgets to mention, that there's still some enemies that try to attack him, and then secondly, the one thing that I don't like about this video is, I think they haven't, did they talk about Bowser much? I think not. I don't know. They talk about Peach and everybody else, but they don't really talk about how Bowser does much. In the case of being being the so-called hero, he's not at the end of the day. Bowser's still the bad guy that steals the damsel in distress, and we've got some average guy plumber coming to save the day by eating a mushroom and grabbing powers from a fire flower. But it's just like the more and more. A lot of the time, people really do like conspiracy theories, and this is what game theory was for a lot of people, I'd imagine. And just watching this, and it's just, the more and more I look at it, I'm like, it's an interesting concept, but I'm at a point where, okay, I'm old enough to understand none of this is real. None of this theory is gonna be valid.
By Mario's fiery vengeance. But let's cut the guy some slack. Wigglers and the rest are quote-unquote enemies in the game because, Mario's supposedly the hero and stuff. What's inexcusable, though, is his mistreatment of his family and his allies.
Oh, I had a shirt of that poster.
Yoshi. We learn in the beginning of Yoshi's Island that these cute dinos are responsible for saving Mario's life. To recap, a stork drops baby Mario, who, as luck would have it, lands safely on the back of a Yoshi. The rest of the game has a team of Yoshis risking their lives to reunite the baby with his kidnapped brother, then delivering the two back to their parents. A cute story, right? Heartwarming. Gets you right there. Well, fast forward to adult Mario, hopping once more atop his trusted and loyal friend to save the day, and wait, he just punched him. Look again. Mario punches.
I don't remember. They said, if we played this in a slower motion, it kind of does look like he's hitting him, and it might be just me. I'm gonna do this real quick. Where's the playback speed? We're gonna do this. I'm gonna turn off the audio so I don't end up hurting my ears. We're gonna scoot up about here. It kind of does look like a punch, but if you look, go back here, jumps on the Yoshi, Look at this. It almost more looks like Mario's pointing where he needs to shoot his tongue at. And yeah, he kind of flinches, but it's more like, you know, he's getting his tongue ready to be shot out. And I think they mentioned in an interview or something somewhere where, hey, why does Mario look like he's punching Yoshi? It's more, and I think it was a game designer. He said something along the lines of, oh no, he's actually just pointing to where he needs to throw his tongue out. And I don't think they have an animation like that in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but it's like, I can kind of see why that looks like a punch, because it's like, if you watch it
to save the day, and wait, he just
fast enough, if you watch it fast enough, yeah, it looks like he's just punching him in the head.
punched him. Look again. Mario punches the Yoshis to get them to extend their tongue. You can even see the Yoshi flinch before it happens.
You see?
Physically.
But it looks more like and I'm just saying this now, I'm realizing this, rewatching this, it looks more like he's just getting ready to shoot his tongue out rather than flinching, because it's like, hold on, I want to do this one last time and I'm gonna get off of it.
Get it to do what he wants it to do. And let's not forget that Mario will drop a Yoshi into a pit without hesitation, just to get a couple of Yoshis to get them to extend their tongue. You can even see the Yoshi flinch before it happens. He is physically beating this animal.
It looks more like he's going like that rather than that. It might be just me. But, and I think the point being is, no, he's not actually hitting him. He's kind of looking for, and I'm not saying MatPat did a bad job on this video. Matter of fact, this is fantastic editing still to this day. It's not, I mean, compared to today's editing, there's not a whole lot different. It's just the qualities changed, the definitions changed, and like I haven't learned how to do most of this stuff yet, so it's like,
he wants it to do. And
but still, anyway,
that Mario will drop a Yoshi into a pit with
the idea of it's really interesting. At least I'll say that much.
Without hesitation, just to get a couple extra inches out of his jump.
Oh yeah, everybody's guilty of doing that in Mario World. Come on.
Been shown to result in death. Once again, we don't just see animal abuse, we see family abuse. Lest we forget, this is Yoshi, the same creature who had to deal with this and this to keep baby Mario safe. These tender-hearted dinosaurs,
man, that annoying. Ugh.
And what do they get? A punch and a pit. Disposable like tissues. If only they had fed that obnoxious baby to a piranha plant, the Mushroom Kingdom would be a happier and safer place.
Would it?
Speaking of abusing family, though, this next one, in my opinion, is Mario's worst sin: his treatment of Luigi.
No, you gotta admit, like, this does not look good on his end at all. He kind of looks like a crap brother here.
Now, stop for a minute and look at this guy. He's an adorable coward, an awkward wannabe hero who thinks the world of his brother. Look at the way he reacts at the end of Luigi's mansion when he sees his brother is safe. Even though it's told mostly through gestures and goofy sounds, his joy is moving. Without doubt, Luigi is one of the sweetest, most genuine characters in gaming.
Oh yeah.
In Paper Mario, you can...
And still to this day, Luigi's probably my favorite Mario character. Still. Like, if I was going to play Smash Brothers, Luigi. All the way, dog. All the way. And it's like, I don't know, this video changed my mind on Luigi too. It helped me really enjoy Luigi more as a character. And not that Mario, I mean, Mario doesn't really have a character. He's just kind of your typical, oh, here we go kind of character. It's kind of straight to the point, not really much personality going on there. But you do get to see some bits and pieces of it here and there. Like, I think if he shows the scene coming up is kind of interesting.
Read his secret diary, which goes on and on for pages about how much he admires.
Oh yeah, and Luigi's Mansion was being made, like, it was being made during this time when it was, I think it was 98 when this came out. 1998 was when the first Paper Mario was coming out, and they were planning on actually releasing the game around 99, but the hardware wasn't able to really do anything with that.
Oh, he's asked over and over to be included on the next big quest. And what we read is that Mario has crushed those dreams. Crushed them like the thousands of Goombas he's crushed under his fat Italian
This was still kind of a
denying his brother any chance of fulfilling his
kind of a
of living a happy
interesting
life.
idea
It's worse than sheer neglect.
for
Look,
like
the
showing,
ending of Super
okay,
Mario
he's
Brothers
stomping
movie,
on everybody.
Luigi flies in, offers Mario and Peach room in his balloon, and then they just fly off without him.
That
They
is
don't
kinda
acknowledge
odd.
his existence. They don't
That's still
thank
really
him.
odd.
They don't invite him to fly with them. They just flat out ignore him. He is less than the Koopa remnant on the bottom of Mario's shoes. Luigi doesn't get any thanks at the end of Mario is Missing either. After Luigi's completed this quest,
one's just
Mario
legit
just
crazy.
rolls out and stands there. Stands there, no thank you, no nothing, just staring at his brother like, I hope you liked the lamest adventure in our franchise, bro. That's all you're ever going to get. But what's deceiving,
Yeah, that is kind of
and
suspicious.
I mean
Here it is. This is what I
is
mentioned earlier.
Mario's behavior at the end of Mario Power Tennis. Yeah, we're pulling out the real obscure games to get to the heart of the
Crazy.
subject. Does it sound like I'm fired up? Yeah, 'cause I'm fired up. I am angry that I have been deceived by this sleazeball plumber for decades, that I have called him a hero, that I have been his fanboy. Here's why. In Mario Power Tennis, if Luigi wins, this is what happens. He celebrates. For one,
This is still crazy,
perpetual
though.
Player 2, this second fiddle
Legit,
gets his
this is
chance
still
in
crazy
spotlight.
that they put this
People
in a
are
Nintendo
cheering
game.
for him. A stadium full of people
Like, it's not
are celebrating
absurd.
Luigi. He's holding a trophy, and
But look
what
at this
does Mario
nonsense,
do?
dog.
The brother who Luigi would
Walks
love
up.
the approval of more than anything else. What does he do? Walks up to him, applauding, laughing, slaps him on the back, and then grinds his shoe into his brother's foot. Stands there and grinds it in. Still smiling, still laughing.
Does that bother anybody else? Like, I know they did that more so as a comedic scene to show, like, okay, you know, it's like that brotherly kind of jealousy kind of ordeal, but it's like the way they play it up is kind of weird, man. And this isn't a spin-off game. Legit, this isn't a spin-off game. Why even have this? It's so weird. It's so out of the normal for Mario. Because Mario, most of the time, is just like, you know, doesn't really have a whole lot going up on there. I kind of like the everyday man mentality or personality that they give Mario, especially in the Mario movie. But this is just weird because like he never really shows too much of his personality, but here it's like super strange.
So unfeeling, so bereft of love or affection for anything or anyone, even his own brother. He's unwilling to let Luigi have even this smallest of victory in a game that no one cares about. And look at Luigi. His moment of glory is ruined. A brother he thought would be proud of him in this moment of victory instead trashes upon it. It flies completely against everything Luigi has ever associated with his brother, and the look on his face proves it.
That's crazy.
He's bewildered, and we should be too. We've been lied to.
It is kind of confusing.
Nothing else I've talked about today shows Mario's disturbing, cruel nature. This moment, this willingness to smile in your face while doing something completely awful and selfish shows how evil he is. And you know what? There's more. lots more. Besides torturing monkeys, besides destroying the homes of animals, beyond beating and killing dinosaurs, and beyond being a cruel, heartless brother, Mario's sins continue.
Yeah.
So join me next week. Yes, next week as we conclude our trial of gaming's biggest icon, exposing his fondness for women and murder. Have I convinced you yet? If not, there's still plenty more to go. In the meantime, it's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks.
I forgot about that photo.
Seriously though, have I convinced you? Click on one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an old-fashioned video, but I say it's still well done. It still does its job. I think it's well written too. It's an interesting idea, and if I ever did these kind of videos, I would like to have a similar format, but I don't know. I'm not that type of guy just yet, making certain edits and stuff like this. It's like, I know it's still old-fashioned, but like these old edits are still really good. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see the next part, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and tell me how your thoughts are on the video. And if you want to become a part of the Bernhardt Pirate Brigade, make sure, as always, to subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure to ring the bell to be notified for future uploads and the such. This is the Captain signing off. I bid you adieu. I'm out. Peace.